Hello everyone, today let's learn how to multiply two matrices. So friends, we are all very familiar how to multiply numbers. 3 6 are 18, 15 tens are 150 and so on. There are not really any rules for multiplication of numbers, but that is not the case with matrix multiplication. Let's take a case. Suppose I have two matrices A and B. Let's first find out what are the orders of these matrices. So friends, as you know, the horizontal numbers, they are rows. So there are two rows here. And how many columns? Yes, there are two columns here. So the order of this matrix is 2 by 2. Again, for matrix B, how many rows are there? Yes, 3 rows. And how many columns? 3 columns. Very easy. So the order of A is 2 by 2, order of B is 3 by 3. So friends, there is one condition which we have to check before we can multiply matrices. Now, what is that condition? Well, the condition is that the number of columns of the first matrix should be equal to number of rows of the second matrix. Okay. Now, suppose I want to find out what is A multiplied by B. Okay, so my first matrix is A, the second matrix is B. So what do I need to do? I need to find out the number of columns of the first matrix. So that is going to be 2. Yes. And I have to check the number of rows of the second matrix, which is 3. Now, are they equal? Definitely they are not equal. So because they are not equal, we cannot find out A multiplied by B, friends. So that's why we cannot multiply any two matrices. First, we have to check if this condition is getting satisfied. Now friends, let's take another case. Here I have two different matrices, C and D. Well, let's first find out the order of C and D. What is the order of C? 2 rows, 2 columns. So it's 2 by 2. What is the order of D? Yes, it's 2 by 3 because there are 2 rows, 3 columns. Now suppose I want to find out the product of matrix C and D. Then what is the condition? Yes, I need to check that the number of columns of the first matrix is equal to number of rows of the second matrix. So what is the number of columns of matrix C? It is 2. Number of rows of D is 2. So 2 is definitely equal to 2. That means I am able to find out the product of C and D. So we can say that CD definitely exists. We can definitely multiply C and D. So let's see how to multiply. Now friends, here I have just rewritten the same matrices C and D the same way. Okay. Now friends, we have to find the product of C and D. So what will be the multiplication of two matrices? Yes, definitely it is going to be another matrix. So let this matrix, I will call it as E. First, we need to find out what will be the order of this matrix, friends. Okay. Now, how to find the order of the product matrix? That's also very easy. So here, let me rewrite the order of the two matrices, 2 by 2 and 2 by 3. So this 2 we used to check to find out if we can multiply. So friends, the remaining two numbers tell us the order of the product matrix. Okay, so the order of the product matrix is going to be the number of rows of the first matrix and the number of columns of the second matrix. Very, very easy to remember. Since you already took these two numbers to check whether you can multiply the two matrices, these two numbers are left. Those two numbers you will take it as the order of the product matrix. So that way you can easily remember. I hope you got this, friends. Now we know what is going to be the order of the product matrix. So let's actually multiply. So friends, let me just make a rough diagram here. Now, how many elements are going to be there, friends? 2 3s are 6. So there are going to be 2 rows and in each row 3 columns. So I will roughly keep some space like this. Okay, fine, friends. Okay, this is row 1, row 2, column 1, column 2 and column 3. Now, how do we multiply? It's a very simple rule, friends. all you have to do is only consider the rows of the first matrix and only consider the columns of the second matrix. So the element of the first row, first column, that is this element, you will find by multiplying the first row of C with the first column of D. Okay friends, don't get confused. It's always the rows of the first matrix with the columns of the second matrix. So use your fingers friends so that you don't lose track of which row you are in and which column. So to get the first element, row 1 column 1 element, so let's focus on the first row. It is 1 multiplied by 8. Yes. And then you don't multiply 1 with 2 friends. You go to the next element, minus 1 multiplied by 2. So what are you doing? 1 multiplied by 8 and then minus 1 multiplied by 2, and you just need to add these friends. I hope you got this. So this is how you get the first row, first column element of the product matrix. Okay, first row, first column. Now let's proceed to the first row, second column element. So what do I need to do now? Yes, first row of the first matrix with the second column of the second matrix. Okay friends, so 1 into 1, which is 1 into minus 1, and then here it's minus 1 into 3, and remember friends, you have to add these two. So what are you doing? You are multiplying the corresponding elements and adding them up. Okay, let's again try. Here it will be first row with the third column. So 1 into 5, okay, plus minus 1 into 1. This is how I have completed the first row of the product matrix, friends. I hope you got this. It's very simple. Don't just get confused. It's always the rows of the first matrix, columns of the second matrix. Now again, I want to find the second row, first column element. So what do? Second row of the first matrix, first column of the second matrix. Okay, so it will be 5 into 8. Yes, plus 3 into 2. That's it. Very easy. Now the second row, second column. So I need to take 5 and minus 1. Yes, second column. I've come to the second column, plus 3 into 3. That's it. Now let's come to the second row, third column element over here. It will be 5 into 5 plus 3 into 1. That's it. There are no more rows here, no more columns to be covered. That's it. Now let's just simplify. So this is 8 minus 2, which is 6, minus 1 minus 3, which is minus 4, 1 into 5, which is 5, 5 minus 1, which is 4. So that's it. The first row elements are ready for us. This is 5 8s are 40. 40 plus 6 is how much, friends? Yes, 46 minus 5 plus 9. So that is going to be 4. And this is 25 plus 3, which is 28. And of course, the order of this matrix is 2 by 3, friends. So this is how you multiply two matrices. Just need to remember a few rules. So let's quickly do the recap. Yes, these are the important points you need to remember. What is the condition in order to multiply two matrices? How do you find the order of the product matrix? How do you actually multiply? You multiply the rows of the first matrix with the columns of the second matrix, and you only multiply the corresponding elements. Friends, I hope you found this video useful, and do try out this question, friends. Here you have matrix A and B. All you have to do is find out what is the order of the product matrix AB. Can you find it out? Yes? Then please let me know the answer in the comment section below. And if you found this video useful, do like and share. Consider subscribing to Enjoy Math, and please do leave your comments in the comment section below. So till we meet again, take care.